Hello everybody, welcome to Stone Void. I'm Jay Phillips, joining me as always, Patrick Collins.
Hello.
And Don Bowie.
Hello.
Oh wait, maybe not. Due to traffic problems and other various reasons, he will not be joining us today, so it's just me and Patrick goofing around again, as we've done many times in the past.
We have to give a shout out to Don, though, because he travels here.
Yeah, I mean,
do this with us. So.
From stupid far away every single time. But any which way, we're just here, and I mean, there's not really much going on this week, but we, the new events for the Force of Will stuff got released for, Canada has a few events coming up, which is nice. We've got no real decks released, though, except for...
Well, I mean, are you talking about decks for the upcoming tournament? Actually,
well,
tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah, for the another online one?
No, not online, the first AGP.
Oh, first AGP, yeah. So we'll have decks list for that coming up next week, probably, hopefully. But other than spoilers as well for this week is about the only thing that we have to cover.
Spoiler, I mean, there's a few little side things we could talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So if Don was going to miss anything, luckily this day is the day to basically miss. But, so we do have a couple of things to mention for the update for the tournament listing. So Montreal, Canada is going to have a new listing, which is awesome, 25th.
Of March?
March, yeah.
Okay.
And we have another one in...
Toronto,
and that one's on June 10th.
I don't know if these are relevant for us. Maybe a few of you are Canada people.
Cole is up there.
In there.
Yeah. So we definitely know a few people that do play up there. Also in Mexico, they've got one, which I guess was up earlier, but I never saw.
I thought I mentioned that last video, but maybe I didn't.
Maybe not. Either way, I'm just glad that there's more stuff being added to the list, because it was very shy amount of things compared to the last time that we had a...
I want to say the last one was actually slow to update too, if I remember correctly.
Maybe
because there was only one California tournament, and then they surprised us with a second California tournament. A little ways.
I think it always had it saying
to be
soon.
determined.
Yeah, to be determined. So it's one of those things like we already knew that we're going to get a tournament. So maybe it's just because we were lucky and had two in this area that I keep thinking that we had more.
I really hope we still get two.
And then also the Vingolf box. This is the second to last week of spoilers finally.
Yeah, the unique thing about this spoiler season, or at least for the Vingolf, is they're only doing 3 spoilers. So we got 2. We're going to talk about the second one tonight. Or sorry, they're not just 2. There is the rulers and the stones, right? Both those, we saw both.
Yeah,
so there's going to be 5 spoilers total, but when we talk about spoilers, we're talking about the actual jelly and peanut butter here, the actual cars, not just the rulers and stones. So there's only going to be one more spoiler after this, which will be the Valhalla cluster themed cards, which are the ones I'm most excited for, because I want to see. If there's going to be a broken card, it's going to come from the Valhalla cluster cards. Maybe.
So, but this doesn't mean that we don't get to see any of the reprints or any of the.
And there's going to be a few
cards and things like that.
Yeah, there'll be a few cards that won't be spoiled until people open the box. There wasn't a Dark Alice Resonator. There very well might not be one because she's on a stone, but Sylvia's on a stone and on a resonator, and so is Alice. Alice is on a stone and on a resonator. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen Zero as a resonator yet. There's possibilities. So.
Well, one thing that I think is important, or that I would like to see before I buy into the box, I'm probably going to buy it anyways, but one thing that I would like to see is, are all of the chants and all of the reprints, are those going to be full art as well? Are they going to be like a normal card look? Or worse off, are they going to look like the normal
said every card in this set is full art.
Okay.
I believe that has been confirmed.
That would be a lot better.
Yeah.
But, the other Vingolf boxes just look so bad, so I'd hate to just see any of that leak.
No, this set is getting a lot of hype. Even a lot more than I think it even deserves. I don't want to be. I don't want to be. Pissing on it by any means. Yeah. But I think a lot of people are overvaluating these cards because they just look awesome, right? And Sure, they do have cool effects, but I don't think they're really... Not enough of them are, like, near competitive or, say, even groundbreaking. You know, there's nothing that's like, oh, this defines a deck
there's
here.
A few of them that I would say are unique enough to see play, though.
Yeah,
or
but I
at
don't
least worthy enough to be looking at. Like, if we want to just move on to the first slide that we have.
Sure.
Because there's immediately right out of the gate of the new spoilers, there's a card that I would like to see do something at some point.
You already know I'm going to do something with this card. So, the first card we have, Grimm, the legendary king of fairy tales. 2 white, 1 colorless for an 800 human resonator. Resonators you control and resonators you own in non-field zones gain fairy tale in addition to their own races. This card gains whenever this card attacks or blocks. Force 1. This card gains +X until end of turn, where X is the result of the roll, as long as your ruler is Millium, Prince of the Light Palace, or Millium, Voice of the New Generation.
So, I mean, this card is nothing too special stat-wise, but he lets you cheat out stuff out of your deck. Just
it's
insane
funny.
things.
He's really similar to the new Grimm ruler that's like who's also 3 mana, 8/8, but you have to pay, I think, 3 mana to force all your board. This is a free force just whenever he attacks or blocks, but
yeah, the force ability isn't very good.
I understand that's the irrelevant. I just wanted to point out how similar it was.
But getting the ability to just change everything into Fairy Tale, this is maybe relevant in the older format more than the new one?
So it would be if they didn't ban to tell a fairy tale.
I keep forgetting that they banned that.
I mean, of course it's going to be great for casual play, right? You play this card and you play to tell a fairy tale in the first Grimm ruler deck. I guess there is only one Grimm ruler.
Yeah.
And so you could cheat out anything big for 3 mana. That, unless you have ramp, it's going to be at turn 4. But I mean, there is ramp in Grimm, so you could play it. Get all this done by turn 3.
Yeah.
Anything you want, any cards of fairy tale. So, I mean, my choice would be Yamada, but there's probably something better than Yamada by now.
Just maybe.
I think even Hook's better than Yamada, and you don't even need this card to transform Hook into a fairy tale.
That's true, yeah, that's kind of irrelevant.
I do like that ability, though.
Just as a weird side tangent, because I forgot completely about the bannings for the most part, because the only thing that we got banned out of the current standard-ish format was R&R, right?
Yeah.
We didn't get anything else. And the reason why I forgot about all the bannings is the argument that I had over somebody about, I don't want to play Force of Will because they're banning stuff and then it's hard to know how, stuff's going to be secure. And all this is a really stupid conversation that I had for a while back. But I kind of remember it being funny because now I just want to talk to him and be like, so, those bannings in Magic, those standard bannings, yeah.
That's right. Whatever copter, Smuggler's Copter.
Yeah, Smuggler Copter.
Yeah, that card was sick, too.
Yeah. There's 3 things got banned in Magic in their standard environment this go-around, and is probably going to get banned in their next as well because their stuff was janky, broken, not even... R&R, I get completely busted.
So this Grimm is actually a lot of fun for a lot of reasons right now. There's that card that no one ever plays that gives all your fairy tales hexproof.
Mm-hmm.
And this card, from what I can read, he makes himself a fairy tale too.
Yeah.
It doesn't say other resonators. It says resonators you control and own. So he turns himself into a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's not so often that they give the blanket to everybody.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a Cinderella that grabs fairy tales from your deck. So if you're playing this card, you can grab any resonator from your deck with that. I mean, that's also a card that's not really played, but still. This card has a lot of ways to be really fun or exploitable.
The only criticizing that I want to do about this card is it looks like it's supposed to be a darkness light from the art.
He looks very
And also, I get that it's a mask that he's probably wearing, but it looks like a hair mask. Like a mask made out of his hair. I'm just, not to be picky, but...
He does kind of look like Leonardo DiCaprio after he comes out of the Iron Mask. You see that movie, The Three Ghosts? He's just got all this hair just covered over his face. That's great. Okay, let's go to the next card.
Alright.
So we got Lumia, Saint of Creation. 1 white, 1 colorless for 4/7 human. When this card enters your field, remove the top card of your deck from the game face down. If your J/ruler has Lumia in its name, remove the top 3 cards of your deck from the game instead. You may look at them at any time. You may play cards removed by this card.
So immediately, the reason why I like this card, not necessarily because I think it's going to see play, is just the fact that it's the first one to really mention all of your J/rulers. So you can play this with the oldest and the newest one, as opposed to the preset where everybody else is targeting the most recent ruler.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of those rulers are only going to see one printing. Like Sylvia, she's dead in the lore. Right. They didn't reprint her in this Vingolf box as a ruler, which a lot of people thought she was going to be. So
yeah,
it's understandable why that one referenced just one. But yeah, and then there's we got Priscia and Rizard, but those two both have rulers that say their name also counts as blah blah blah. Yeah. So far, you can kind of argue that they all kind of have this Lumia ability.
So the pseudo draw effect, basically.
Yes, for white.
Yeah. Is it good enough on a 2-drop to be relevant, or
she's got a big enough butt. 700. That's pretty decent.
It is. I'm kind of surprised that the white rulers are... I mean, not white rulers. The white resonators seem to be some of the better ones right now in this Vingolf set. Like, these are both...
White needs the biggest buff out of everything.
It does, and I think that's maybe why these ones aren't completely janky compared to the some other stuff that we've seen. Or overly costed. Like we'll see. I don't know if you want to add anything else to Lumia.
I mean, no, just the pseudo draw. She works with both rulers. I mean, she's not bad.
No. Okay, so, next one up,
Bahamut. But we got our Bahamut back. Bahamut Phantasmal Dragon. So 2 red, 4 colorless for 1,000 dragon. He has Incarnation for 3 red Resonators, so you could sack 3 red Resonators to cheat this guy into play. He's also got Flying, and he's got when this card enters your field, it deals 700 damage to target player or J/Resonator.
So Incarnation red is a little insane.
Yeah, it's 3 Resonators for not like an amazing body.
And red isn't a token color, so you're not even sacking anything of like...
Well, I mean, you got Ruck Egg.
Well, yeah, you have actual Resonators that you had to pay for, and like... if there was an Incarnation in green, and you could just sack Elf Resonators...
that would be broken.
I guess I'm a little bit wrong. There is that one guy who makes those little... or the red card that makes those little cog tokens, but it's not like a cheap, inefficient... or cheap
cog tokens.
Yeah, the little ones that explode, the little ball.
Oh, well, they don't produce those very fast.
No, they're really slow and janky, and you're not sacking those. So there's not much beneficial red sack stuff out right now. You basically have Rook Egg.
Rook Egg, yeah.
I don't know if this is just them realizing how busted that ability kind of was.
Yeah, Incarnation is pretty strong, and it's too bad he's 1,000. It would have been great if he would have been at least a 12/12 to at least combat Gwyber, you know.
Yeah, and 6 mana hardcast is you're not gonna do that for 1,000.
Do you think you might go in like burn decks? Because he does 700 to face when he comes into play, and then he's also a 1,000 flyer.
So. No, because then I feel like you'd have to be a finisher. I feel like you would like swing in with your 3 good guys, and then you're just like sack him and deal 2,000 damage. But he doesn't do that much. You know, he's not ending the game. 700 damage is not end of the game. you could. I mean, it is a free spell at that point, but it's such a what if spell, and if you're trying to swing it that much, you're not going to get where you want with it.
Yeah.
And early on, it's not too impressive. I think this is a big no.
Okay. Well, next up we have Kane, treacherous killer of the gods.
Man, Kane is so good.
1 red for a 0/4 wizard, and he can tap to have himself deal 200 damage to target opponent.
So, reminiscent of Kane, but not at all Kane, and not as
The
awesome
ruler
as it
actually pinged resonators, right?
Was it he just pinged resonators? I forget because there's a couple of them that pinged resonators and could do a little bit more.
I think he pinged resonators,
yeah, he used resonators.
And it was Melgus that pinged people.
Yeah. Either way, he's too tiny and too weak to actually do anything. I think that he's cute, but he's not...
They ever make like a bloodlust kind of effect? Like he could be really good?
We have the red fairy that I think was just...
Oh,
the red fairy is just infinitely better than the card.
The red, yeah, I guess, yeah, because it's got flying and swiftness.
And it can both beat reasonably and it can ping reasonably when you start stacking multiple fairies.
It's too bad it can't ping resonators or something. Because then it would actually be decent against like Fox. Then you can ping off monkeys and Tamas and stuff like that. But yeah, oh dang, you're gonna have to stall for a little bit.
So I don't think that they're very special at all. This is definitely the red just getting kind of like a you've done enough in the past. So I think that they're not really too worried about it. I'm surprised that they didn't try to give blue a little bit more of a boost, as our next card is probably one of my more favorite mechanics that this game has decided to cook up. And I really wish this was a 2-mana so it could be playable.
Yep, we got Alice Dimensional Traveler. 1 blue, 2 colorless for a 5/5 Wanderer Resonator. While you are searching your deck, you may play this card from your deck. If this card would be put into the graveyard from your field, put it on the bottom of its owner's deck instead. So, I mean, it's got a lot of useful things about it.
It's so cute of a card. I really enjoy the mechanic. And I'm not meaning cute as in the art. I'm just saying like the idea is a cute idea. As in it's not going to see play. Being able to just play this card when you search for something else, if I'm reading this card right, it's just funny, it's fun. I want to see this happen. I want to see this be
you can kind of think of it as a quick cast resonator,
but it doesn't have to be. Yeah, it's just cool. Like I search and now it gives a quick cast. It's just a fun mechanic-y weird thing where you have to meet this requirement, and then you get to cast it, and it's fun.
Yeah. So you guys, I don't believe this card is free. You have to pay for it.
I believe you got to pay for it
from your deck.
The way that it reads sounds like you have to pay for it.
Yeah, it's too bad when you draw it. You never really want to see this in your hand if you are playing with it.
But it could be so much fun. Either way, let's just move on and make me stop feeling sad.
Okay, so we got Little Red, Fairy Tale of Air. 1 green for a 300/300. She's a fairy tale. This card gains +100/+100 for each wind magic stone you control. This card gains swiftness as long as you control a non-special wind magic stone. So all you need is 1 basic wind magic stone, if I'm thinking correctly, to have this
so this one is nuts.
So you can have a 4/4 with swiftness on your first turn.
Yeah.
Which I think is the strongest thing.
This is the most aggressive card there
that
is
isn't
in the
Cthulhu.
Right yes. Well, yeah, it's not Cthulhu, but I mean, it quickly becomes a Cthulhu, and it's kind of insane. This is one of the most pushed cards, I think,
then it'll
in
become
the entire
5/5 on turn 2?
Like, yeah.
Like a green-red aggro deck. Right?
Yeah, you could go green-red with it. I mean, I'm not playing Sylvia because she's kind of suck, but there's got to be something you can do with
Blazer
this thing. Because
would be better because you want mono green stones if you're playing this card.
So you mono green with her, so you guarantee that you get her swiftness, and it's the best quick character. It replaces any 1-drop red creature. This is just strictly a better upgrade.
So what, you think this is better than the fairy you're just talking about, Flame Spray?
Yeah, because you're going to push for more damage. On turn 1, if you go first, you hit
But it's
for
a lot more
damage.
restrictive than Flame Sprite, isn't it?
True,
Because
it is, but when you're going linear
it's,
in a burn deck and you're playing Blazer, so everything you burn with all of your burn spells.
But it forces you to play Blazer, though, is the thing. Because there's better burn rulers like Mars.
That's true, but I mean, on turn 2, this is a 5/5, and then 6/6, and then 7/7, and it just keeps growing with you as a 1/1, and it's what they were trying to do with that other
Prisia?
Yeah, where it keeps getting bigger, but this is just way better. This is the strictly better version.
Yeah, and I guess I just thought of this. She actually combos really well with her ruler, where she flips, you double a buff of any.
Oh yeah,
buffs.
no, oh that becomes really disturbing. Her actual ruler, she becomes huge. Even if you're just playing somebody like Feastings and you just want an extra better creature from turn 1, and because that deck is ultimately an aggressive deck.
Yeah, but it's not mono green though.
True.
This card works best with mono green stones.
True. Yeah, you actually have to have mono green. Either way, this card is insane for an aggressive beater. It's what Red wishes
Maybe
it had.
aggro beast green.
Yeah.
Aggro beast.
Like
I mean, the deck isn't amazing, but it's definitely decent enough to play at a tournament, like a local tournament.
Maybe if the Prisia, the new Prisia becomes relevant at all. The
one
ascended one. No,
the ascended
Prisia ruler. Maybe she runs this or something. I don't know where it comes from, but this is definitely just better than any red beater in the format.
I like it. I think it's cool.
Followed up by one of the worst cards in the...
So, Jay was very upset about this card, and I think a lot of other people may be upset about this card. This is a card that everyone was looking forward to, was Scheherazade the Prophet. So she's gotten kind of cocky a little lately, apparently. So she's 4 hard green.
Oh, wow.
And she's a 900, and she's also a Wanderer. And whenever she enters the field, put target resonator on top of its owner's library.
So, okay, I'm going to just say that this effect can be good. Because the reason why this effect is good, and it's better than just exiling it, which is a lot of people probably are going to say, well, maybe if you just exiled it and it costs 3 mana, this thing should just cost 3 mana. But the reason why putting it on top is now you know what they're going to draw, and it stops them from drawing, and it makes them replay their exact thing. So you almost brick their turn in some ways. However, there's so many enter the battlefield effects and so many ways to make, or that it doesn't really matter in this game, that the effect doesn't really care.
Well, maybe this combos with the next card we're going to talk about.
Is there something that I was missing completely?
This card?
Okay. Well, no, because you're not playing those. I guess right now in this format,
it's possible.
In the world of multi-dual stones, when you can run
10 dual stones,
when you can run all 10 dual stones, every last one of them, and you can play nothing but hard colors.
On the right first.
All right. Well, get ready for this one because this is insane.
Okay, we have Abdul Alharazad, Poet of Madness. Why is he not the prophet? He was like the Black Prophet or something.
He was.
So I don't know how Scheherazade stole that from him.
So yeah, we're talking about these out of order, but I mean this card is nuts.
So 2 hard black for 600, already looking pretty decent. He's a wizard. You're a wizard, Alharazad, and resonators entering your opponent's field don't cause their own abilities to trigger. So Jay was just talking about how there's so many enter the battlefield effects.
So this would, in fact, shut them down.
With Scheherazade?
Yes, but I just gotta say, you're not going to be wanting to cast that thing for 4 mana as like the jankiest pause button. Not even removal.
It's not the worst 4-drop in the world, though.
It's not the worst 4-drop in the world, but there's so many other 4-drops that you could just...
Reset Squiber.
I mean, you could just actually kill it for less mana.
I mean, she is green. She's in a controlled deck already. Like, you can be holding a counter as your extra card with, you're ramping a lot.
Right, but there's so many decks out there right now that can just deal with this more efficiently or even make them discard the card when they draw it. Like, there's...
We should be talking about Alharazad right now.
Yeah,
this card's amazing.
let's just talk about him because forget about that terrible 4-drop. This card is the insane bonkeries. This thing will put a dent against, I think possibly against the Manticores a little bit.
Against most decks, against the two most popular decks right now, which is the Chimera deck and the Lumia deck, because she exploits the enter abilities with her exiling effect.
Right. No, this is a huge tool card.
It's going to be really bad against the J Ruler centric, so Val 2 and Dark Alice are going to run over this deck because they're like, we don't play Resonators. We don't really care.
Don't care about it.
But
this seems insane. So it is very reminiscent to its actual ruler.
Yeah. No, I'm very surprised that this ability's on this card for how undercosted it is. It's like compared to like all the cards we would have seen, I would have expected this to be at least one colorless more based on like all the other cards. This is really like pushed. The most well-rounded card we've seen. In my opinion,
no, it's on stats.
This has to be the best card that we've seen so far, and I think it's gonna be hard for them to make a card better than that. To be honest, but maybe I'll be wrong.
I'm not gonna disagree. I'm super glad to see this as a card coming up.
Yeah. Okay. Next, also we got Dracula, King of the Undead. 2 black and 2 colorless for 1,000,000. He's a vampire and flying, and your J Ruler gains imperishable and vampire in addition to its own races. I know there's gotta be something relevant with that, but I haven't played enough vampire cards to understand why.
Gotta do something. I think is there? Oh no, it triggers off a Rezard himself. So no, there's cards that I was like, maybe if a card needs a vampire ruler, but no, they actually specifically name I need Rezard or I need X and Y.
If it made its ruler a vampire, because Mikage's not even a ruler on his ruler's side, right? That would be relevant, I would think.
Maybe I don't know where this card.
I don't know enough about. I haven't.
Slow and
I'm not super into the vampire scene in Force of Will.
No.
So. Yeah.
So I think we can just move on from that one and not talk about it.
Okay, our only multicolored spoiler for today: Snow White the Avenger. 1 red, 1 white, 1 colorless, and 800 fairy tale. Precision! This card gains first strike as long as your life is 3,000 or less. This card gains swiftness as long as your life is 2,000 or less. And this card gains +100 as long as your life is 1,000 or less.
So they printed these abilities on the wrong card, is what I feel like.
Yeah.
So
tell us about it, Jay.
What's the ruler that I'm thinking of?
Grimia.
This is Grimia's card, as far as I can tell. The Grimia, as he lost life, did better things and became more.
He's easier to flip.
Yeah, easier to do stuff. However, Snow White, no, she's all about the apples and blowing up stuff and doing insane things.
Yeah, it should have been like a suicide card. It should have been like a superly like efficient card, like stat wise. It should have been like a 12/12 for 3 mana, but like once it attacked, you had to sacrifice 2 of your own stones or something weird.
Where you go heavy for your opponent, or maybe
just hard and fast, but you might die at the same time. Something.
Yeah, there had to have been something where this card just did something else. And for some reason, they tacked on what I honestly feel like is a different ruler's abilities.
Yeah, and I don't think these abilities are strong enough to make up for the life difference that, you're put at.
Oh, no. If your life is dropping this low and you play this card,
that's all you get off of it. Yeah, it's not...
You're not going anywhere.
I mean, Precision, First Strike, and Swiftness are all great abilities, and then it's a 9/9, but... That's not going to save your butt when you're about to die. It's too bad.
I really don't like this card.
Yeah, that should have been a Grimia card, too. Like, I have to agree with Jay on that one.
But let's get to something a little bit better that will make us all a little bit more happy. The exclusive PR Judge promo cards.
Well, that should make judges happy.
Right. These aren't available for most people. However, they are amazing looking. They're all chibi and happy looking. I know that the last Judge promo cards were R&R and went for a stupid amount of money.
They're still going for stupid.
They're still going for
not like crazy stupid, but still stupid.
But I think this is a ruler that a lot of people would love to have as this little chibi art. So even though you're going to pay premium on it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and pick one of these up. Especially since I know it's not going to get booted out of the format like R&R did. And sitting sad with my Uber.
No, yeah, it's cool that our judges are getting something cool. I'm just glad that they're getting paid in some form. You know,
right? I wouldn't say that it's that's a weird line
I don't know.
Which Magic has had to fight with recently of paying judges and not paying judges, and this all that aside, really, really awesome. I love the art on these little guys. I hope that they keep doing little chibi rulers for each one of the.
I think they are. I think a lot of people are eating these chibi rulers up. You know?
Yeah. And it's a good way to put them out there, because I don't know how else, unless you did like the Chibi Vingolf set. I don't think you're going to get these out anytime.
Vingolf set.
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people have been trying to get the chibi arts off of the online game.
Oh, yeah. That's like the best part about that game, apparently. Yeah. People are just like stealing the art from that game. It's kind of funny.
But either way, the little chibis are pretty awesome, so I really hope that we see
more of this.
Yeah, somewhere else as well.
Yeah,
maybe as those mail out promos. Although we're gonna get promos here soon for the fan art cards. Aren't they doing promos for those now? From what I've heard.
Oh, I don't know. That's something that I heard. Sorry.
Well, there we go. Today's been a little bit of a stutter of a day since we've kind of, you know.
Well, I mean, since we're talking about tournaments and stuff, it sounds like side events will be a lot better with the tournaments now. So Robert Herbert announced that there will be 1K event. I think at the new the Collinsville tournament. So I think the first tournament there'll be a 1K event. So there's $1,000 is being given out essentially. I think first place gets 400 or maybe it's 600. I can't quite remember, but I think everyone from first to 8th place gets some amount of cash money. That sounds kind of like Jay's thing, because remember the first time talking about Jay from Competitive Magic, he's like, yeah, side events is where I made all my money.
It honestly is one of the easiest ways to go about it, and there's sometimes, like, I was debating about going to the Magic tournament in San Jose just to do side events. Yeah. It's honestly one of the quickest ways to do turnaround and, get your money out of it. So I'm super excited. It gives me more of a reason to want to go to events. And I'm hoping that they're supporting them on, like, day 2 as well. So that way, I didn't make it into the finals. But, hey, since I was, so cocky and eager and booked myself for 2 days in a hotel, might as well stick around and play side events. That's what I do all the time whenever I go somewhere. Is I book myself for the entire thing. I go for the weekend and hang out. So, side events, I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, Beyond Fan, we're probably going to be ending pretty soon. But anyways, another side event thing. News story. They're going to start adding Wanderer tournaments to day 2. So you'll be able to play Wanderer in an official, like, at least side event, not like AGP, but like still you can win something off your Wanderer deck. It'll be cool to start seeing competitive Wanderer deck lists come out. Because no one kind of doesn't really know what's good right now in Wanderer.
No.
I mean, everyone has ideas. I really liked my Kaguya Stone Destroyer deck. I thought that was a buttload of fun. But everyone has a different opinion on what's good for the Wanderer decks. It'll be fun to see some actual competitive deck lists and stuff like that. And that won't be starting till the Texas AGP, which I believe is the 3rd tournament in the lineup. Mm-hmm. I forget when it is. I think it's March or April. Yeah, I'm excited for that. But we're still waiting to hear on like most of these West Coast tournaments. I think Washington and California still haven't been announced yet. And but the West Coast tournaments aren't run by Robert Herbert, so hopefully we also get cool side event stuff. Maybe we won't. It's a possibility because they were run differently last year.
That's true.
Compared to the East Coast. The East Coast ones apparently ran a lot more smoother than the West Coast ones did. So Yeah, what are you gonna do?
We definitely had some rough events that occurred, but I just think this will, in general, get more people to go.
No, it's great that they're doing this, even if it doesn't make it to California. Great. At least someone gets to experience it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, so if you guys do go and you guys want to talk to people about it, let us know how it goes and everything like that, because I'm actually interested to see if people show up for them. And if, my guess is that they'll probably fire those events with or without people filling up the entire slots just to try and promote. Which is a thing that I've actually seen other stores recently do, where they'll fire off a 1K event, lose money on it, but know that next time that people, double the people will show up because one person won a ton of money and they're like, yo, this was amazing. They bring all their friends and then it doubles and triples, and that's one of the easier ways to doing it, although most stores can't afford to do that. It's, the other way that I've seen people do it is, if we didn't sign up enough people, then we give away store credit and stuff like that. But at a tournament event like this, I doubt that they're going to do that, since they're not going to have people stuck there unless they have a booth set up where people can buy, spend the money immediately.
Yeah.
Which is something that I've actually done at a Magic tournament, because they didn't fill up people. They just gave me $200 in store vouchers.
Oh, dick.
So that was cool. So there is weird ways that does change up, but either way, just super awesome. Stoked. But anything else we want to add?
No, I think we should be expecting the Return of the Dragon Emperor spoilers pretty soon, because that set comes out in March, and it's the end of January, so...
No, we just get to keep on the spoilers train.
Yeah, I bet once, after next week, with the last thing of spoilers from Vingolf, I believe we'll start seeing more spoilers for the Return of the Dragon Emperor, which everyone should be pretty stoked to see. Because everyone loves to see the meta change. Even though, I actually want to say something.
Yeah.
I think the meta is pretty cool right now. Because we got like almost this triangle or block kind of meta going on. We have Fox in the top. We have Lumia in the top. We have Dark Albus / kinda Mikage, kinda Val 3.0. Val 3.0 is seeing some top play.
I'm super stoked about it.
And then also Val 2.0 is up there. Cole should be happy about that. And there's some kind of speculation that Feasting might be able to jump back in.
Which would be awesome.
We don't know, but it's awesome that this is happening. Like, this is a cool diverse meta, because we personally did never have been able to be a part of a diverse meta. We both jumped in at the diverse meta, and we were like, oh, this is awesome. And then once we started doing this, then everything was broken and shattered. Yeah, we had Bahamut and all those other things.
We had to play during Bahamut, and we had to play during Alice's World stuff.
Yeah.
Like, each time the tournament scene gets to us, it's wonky. Well, either way, there's. I think the keystone is making sure that the Fox wasn't broken.
Yeah, like, so apparently he isn't.
Yeah, so keeping that in check has given us...
He's in check from both Lumia and Dark Alice. Val 2.0 gives him a good run for his money. It's just all a luck game. Like, all card games are at the very end of the day,
Right.
It's just how good are you, and then how lucky you are on top of that, First comes skill, then comes luck.
Yep.
I think I win mostly by luck, so hopefully I gain some skill pretty soon. Yeah.
Well, I think that's all of us for tonight anyway.
That's all of us.
That's all. It's just me and you.
All we got is us.
I've been so off tonight. We got started late, and I just started stuttering like immediately out of the gate.
He really wants to play Pokemon.
It's all I've been doing. No lie, I almost wanted to do a Pokemon podcast tonight, because the Pokemon Duel app that came out, amazing. Go play it. It will rob you of your money. And I'm a sucker for Pokemon things. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But I think that's all for me tonight, guys. So take it easy. I'm Jay Phillips.
Good night, guys. I'm Patrick Collins.
No, you're stuttering. And of course, Don Bowie would say bye. But
I'm Don Bowie.
I'm Don Bowie. We're all Don Bowies.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.